It was a ticket in hot demand in Milan. Bergamo's Atalanta took on Spain's Valencia in the Champions League in February. Thousands of spectators spent a few hours crammed together. Then they all returned home, including a 26-year-old Croatian man. A few days later, he was diagnosed with COVID-19, the first such case in the Balkans.
On u ovom trenutku pokazuje znakove blaže bolesti i nadamo se da će tako i ostati. Međutim, ovim činom detekcije virusa na našem prostoru podižemo stupanj naše pripreme i obrane i mjera koje poduzimamo.
Dozens of people who had been in close contact with the patient were ordered into a 2-week quarantine. Health checks were stepped up for people coming from China and Italy, which were then the hotspots of the coronavirus outbreak. All schools and restaurants were closed, and all public events were cancelled. But the number of infections surged. It was only a matter of time before the virus would gain a foothold across the Balkans. The next day, it was already in North Macedonia.
Пациентката е позитивна за вирус од COVID-19, што значи дека е таа првиот пациент во Скопје диагностициран за заболена со овој причинител.
By early March, Serbia had reported its first case. Doctors believe the man became infected in Hungary when he was visiting his sister. Initially, the government downplayed the threat. A member of its coronavirus response team called COVID-19 the biggest joke in the history of mankind.
Što se žena tiče, vi slobodno u shopping. U Italiju čujem da će sada bude veliki popusti, će tamo da budu, pošto niko živi neće dođe, jel tako, u Italiju.
Within days, the country reported a huge jump in cases. The government declared a state of emergency, and soldiers carrying machine guns began to patrol the streets. The healthcare system soon became overwhelmed. Makeshift hospitals were set up, and the president changed his tune. He warned that Serbia's largest graveyard wouldn't be big enough to bury the dead if people ignored the lockdown orders.
Borba koja je pred nama je borba za one koji su stvarali ovu zemlju, gradili ovu zemlju. To je borba pre svega za naše roditelje, za naše starije, ali i za budućnost naše Srbije.
By mid-March, the virus had already traveled throughout the region. After several cases were reported in Bosnia and Herzegovina, it banned mass gatherings. But a company in Konjic held a celebration attended by high-ranking government officials. Among them was a person infected with COVID-19, which accelerated the spread of the virus. Just like in neighboring countries, public life was shut down. But the measures failed to curb the outbreak from spreading rapidly. The reason was Bosnia's poor healthcare system.
Potrebe za kadrom će biti za sigurno 1/3 veće nego što su sad potrebe.
The situation took a dramatic turn when a prominent doctor died of COVID-19 complications. His death has raised concerns over the government's response to the crisis. As the drama was unfolding in Bosnia, neighboring Croatia faced another crisis. Its capital was rattled by a strong earthquake.
Potres je bio jačine 5,5 po Richteru. Ovo je najjači potres u Zagrebu u zadnjih 140 godina.
But that didn't suppress the virus.
Mislim da je vrijeme da se svi skupa ozbiljimo, da shvatimo da sad više se to ne događa nekom drugom, da se događa nama. Ako želimo korona party, imat ćemo ga. Ja mislim da ne želimo.
The fight against the coronavirus in the Balkans has heavily relied on international support. Plane loads of medical aid are being sent to the region. It's preparing for the peak of the pandemic, which has yet to arrive. Until then, life has been brought to a standstill. But goodwill has again emerged during a crisis. A Bosnian band has launched a live weekly quarantine show. It wants to keep people's spirits up while the world is turning upside down, and maybe even help save some lives.
Stay connected and disinfected.